Hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. And yeah, hope you guys are doing well. How was you guys' weekend today? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know how your weekend was.
I don't see you on YouTube, Douglas.
What?
I don't see YouTube. There we go.
Oh, you scared me.
It just propagated. Just propagated.
Yeah, you scared me.
Just propagated.
Ah. Oh, 1 second. Let me make sure it's on now. Let me just check now. Let me check. Let me double check now. All right. Let's see. All right, we are live on the YouTubes. Let me see here. Oh, let me fix this little glitch here. Boom. And boom right here. All right. Okay, there we go. There we are. Bop right there. Let's check on x.com, aka Twitter. Let's make sure we're live there. All right. All right. There's my glasses. I was wondering where those were. There we go. All right. All right. Let's make sure we're live on the X. Are we live on the X? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Live on the Twitch. Let's see. All right. Yes, we are. Good. All right. So let's get ourselves all set up here. Boom, right there. Boom, right there. All right. Let's get this over here. All right. All right, there we go. Get ourselves all set up over here. There we go. Just getting the announcements out, everybody. Just bear with me. Come here. There we go. All right. And then here we go. Right over there. Boom. Okay. Good morning, 2023 Gainer. He's looking at DVLT. All right, we'll get it. We'll get DVLT up and running in just a second. Just gotta let everybody know that this stream is on. You put out the announcements. You know how we do. And then afterwards, I shall check out DVLT. Let's see. All right. There we go. There we are. All right. There we are. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this intro started here first. What's up, guys? It's Double Nicks, and welcome to another episode of Microcap Mornings. I am your host with the most. They call me DBL Nicks in the house, aka the Rainmaker. And I am here with the lovely Serengeti specialist herself. She likes to hang around the tall weeds, the high trees, the low seas, hitting them high knees. Sometimes she likes 2 cups of coffee. Other times she likes to jet ski. Sometimes she likes to regular ski. Sometimes she likes to get shot out the cannon as she goes wee. Other times she likes to go to RBs and watch videos of puppies and kitties. Sometimes she likes to go into the stock market and find them ABCDs. She did take a look at a couple of stocks such as JXG, ATON, and IVP. We call her DBL Moms. All right, there we go. So that's what we got going on, folks. That's what we got going on. So without further ado, everybody, let's get right into it. So 2023 Gainer wants us to look at DVLT to start it off. All right, let's take a look at DVLT just to start it off here. All right, Data Vault AI. All right, so Data Vault AI currently has an uptrend going on right now. Currently on the uptrend. The VWAP is currently moving up with it. The 90 MA is currently moving up with it. It is becoming a bit overbought on the RSI. Doesn't have any news as far as I could tell. Let's take a look and see if there's any news. And no, there's no news as of today. On the 21st, there was some news that Data Vault AI set November 25 record date for Dream Bowl 2026 meme coin distribution to equity holders and Skillix partners, and announced an update regarding distribution of Dream Bowl 2026 meme coin. So they distributed a meme coin. That was their news, really. So that's what they got going on so far. So let's actually zoom in the room over here. Let's see what we got going on for this stock. All right, right now this stock is currently on the uptrend right now. It's on a slightly choppy uptrend, but an uptrend nonetheless. So, as of now, had a bit of, if you don't mind me saying, a little bit of an A to B, B to C, C to D, right? And then had another one right over Mya right here. So A, B, C, D. All right. So, as a matter of fact, let me get rid of this. Boom. There we go. All right. So ABCDs on two different levels, currently up 15%. That's currently what they're doing right now. Let's take a look at the float and volume. Let's see about the float and volume. So the float is 263 million, very heavy float. Volume is 8 million and change. So not too schmexy in terms of the float and volume. The float is a lot heavier, is very, very heavy. Volume is very, very light. So as of now with this stock, it's one of those stocks that I'm going to keep an eye on, but it is also kind of iffy because even if it goes up, right, it's not going to go up. Even if this green line goes up higher, it's not going to go up too much in the percentage points or in the price increase. So it's all right. It's all right, but it's one of those stocks that's like, man, it is what it is. All right. 2023 also asks for, so DVLT ABCD patterns on low volume. All right. Let's take a look at DFLI. DFLI, we've bumped into the stock many a time. So let's take a look over here. DFLI currently has a bit of a pennant forming right over So has a bit of a pennant forming. It is just above the VWAP. 9 EMA is below the VWAP though, so it's got that going on. So it has to break above the VWAP with that, but it is also sort of consolidating as of this moment in time. It was a bit overbought in the RSI at one point, but it has since gone down and kind of just compensated slightly for being overbought on the RSI, because the RSI is kind of respected. So right now it needs to really just break this pennant for it to be so much maxi to Mya. All right, so it's up 15%, same as before. Let's take a look over here. All right, DFLI needs to break the pennant for it to be so much maxi to Mya. Let's get some water in me. Give me 1 second. Just gonna get some water real quick. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, let's get a share party going on. Let's get a share party going. Share party. Let's get a share party going. Let's get to the first 100, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to 100. Come on now. Yes, sir. Come on now. 1 second. Get rid of this. All right. There we go. All right. Let's get a share party going, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to the first 100, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to the first 100. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. And if you got any stonks you want us to look at, please put it in the chat. Put it in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Put it in the chat for us, and we will take a looky. You know what I mean? We'll give it the old looky. Yeah. 1 second. Boom, right there. And then boom, right there. All right. So currently, as of now, we got that going on right there. Let's take a look at ENLV. ENLV was a stock that ran up quite a bit. If I remember correctly, it ran up into the 70s. But let's see here. ENLV Therapeutics shares are trading higher after the company announced a $212 million private placement to begin a prediction market digital asset treasury strategy via RAIN token accumulation. Also has some unconfirmed Q3 earnings due in 11 days from now on Friday, December the 5th, after the market close. So we got that going on as well. Currently, with this stock, ENLV does have news. It has the news that they announced a $212 million private placement to basically begin a prediction market digital assets treasury strategy with a RAIN token accumulation. So right now, currently this stock is on a bit of an uptrend over here, a little bit of a choppy uptrend, but an uptrend nonetheless. Currently, the 9 EMA is relatively close to the VWAP, but it is starting to diverge a little bit from the VWAP. So those two have to kind of remain on some sort of equal footing. But, ladies and gentlemen, currently this stock is above the VWAP. Needs to hold above there, needs to remain friends with the trend. ENLV up 58% as of now. Had 2 instances of being overbought. It is overbought right now as of this time, so we'll see what happens right here. But ENLV needs to remain friends with the trend for it to be somewhat schmexy to meow. Let's get a share party going. Let's get to 200. ENLV needs to remain friends with the trend. Yes. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on. Let's take a look at CJET. CJET. Let's see how CJET's doing. CJET. Let's see. CJET. All right. So CJET currently fell below the VWAP. Fell below the VWAP. Not looking too schmexy as of now. Had a nice move upward right over here, and then proceeded to kind of just make its way down. Very choppy movement. Very choppy movement. Tells me that there's a lack of volume there. All right. Had unconfirmed fiscal year earnings in 11 days on December 5th before the market opened. That's when it's due. So we'll see what happens with CJET. CJET needs some volume to curl off that descending wedge and break the VWAP. So CJET needs volume to break above the VWAP and the descending wedge. All right, so we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get a share party. Let's take a look at GELS price spike on what looks to be low volume. Float is 5 million. Volume is 1 million. So GELS looks to have a price spike on a very low float. GELS has unconfirmed Q3 earnings due in 11 days on Friday, December 5th, before the stock market opens. So we'll see what happens there as well. Let's take a look over here. GELS. All right. GELS needs to break. Actually, no. Price spike on low volume.
They announced preclinical results, positive preclinical results.
Who? GELS?
GELS, yeah.
All right, let's take a look over here. GELS, yeah, actually, it did say, all right, GelTech announces positive preclinical results demonstrating enhanced bioavailability using its proprietary gel-based drug delivery platform. And it says again on here, GelTech announces preclinical results showing that its proprietary gel-based oral delivery formulation significantly improves the bioavailability of an antihistamine compared to a leading existing product. So currently they got some positive results for their medicine there, for their lovely little oral delivery formation thing there. So they got that going on right there. So yeah, as of now, Geltech has some good news. All right, they don't have the volume; they need the volume. All right, right now it's kind of forming a bit of a double top over here. Needs to remain friends with the trend for it to be so much mexy to me, but Geltech GELS needs to remain friends with the trend. GELS needs to remain friends with the trend. All right, there we go. Let's take a look at ENLV. ENLV. All right. ENLV. Let's get actually some support and resistance lines for ENLV. Because ENLV was doing some movement there. Is above $1.43. That is the support line. Has to break above 159. It's testing the high of day. Once again. ENLV testing the high of day. Testing the high of day. ENLV. All right, so we'll see what happens there, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look at IVP. IVP, this was a stock we called earlier in the day. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember to share, because sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. Sharing is caring. And of course, if you want access to our private Discord, link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of the baggers a lot of times. You're just made different, and the early bird gets the cash. The moolah, the loot, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. Yes, sir, yes, sir. And yes, you get a 4-day trial for our real-time alerts and scanners for only $9.99. Again, link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section, so be sure to check that out. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we did call quite a few wonderful stonks today, earlier in the day. Almost forgot to mention that. IVP, we called IVP when it ran up 78%. Prior to it running 78%, we called it for our private Discord. We called JXG. JXG ran up a nice 84%. Had that going on right there as well. Let's take a look over here. We got ATON. ATON ran up a nice 49%. 49% right there. Yeesh. All right. TPST. TPST. All right. Let's take a look over here. TPST ran up a nice 41%. 41% right there. All right, we called also earlier in the day. MLEC, yeesh, which ran up a nice 45%. And then CJET, CJET ran up a nice 52%. 52% right there. All right, so that's what we got going on, folks. That's what we got going on. Let's get a share party going. Let's get to 400. Let's get to 400 people, ladies and gentlemen. 400. All right. Let's take a look at ENLV, because I think ENLV just broke the high of day. Yes, it did. ENLV now up 85%. Broke the high of day, ladies and gentlemen. ENLV broke the high of day, testing the new high of day at $1.67. ENLV broke the high of day, now up 85 cents. 85%, excuse me. ENLV broke the high of day, now up 89%, excuse me. 89%. All right. So, yeah. All right. And it looks like it went up even higher. It looks like it even went up higher than that. So now the high of day is $1.71. Ladies and gentlemen, let me get some water in me real quick. So we got that going on. That is what we got going on over here, ladies and gentlemen. That is what we got going on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. All right. So as of now, ladies and gentlemen, ENLV is probably the most promising out of all of them. It is testing the high of day once again. It's smacking that $1.71 mark. It is. Yeesh. So we're just chilling right now, doing our thing here. Doing our thing. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. All right. And let's take a look over here. Let's take a look over. Oh my. ENLV now up 91%. 91%, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. ENLV test going up 94%. Can this become a new bagger, ladies and gentlemen? Can it become a new bagger? ENLV now up 94%. Broke the high of day once again. ENLV broke the high of day once again. Up 94%. Yeah. Yeah. Can it break it again? Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Break it. Has a bit of a top tail, though.
You break it, you own it.
You break it, you own it. Well, hey, I mean, it broke it twice. Why not?
Why not?
Why not? Perhaps. Perhaps. Yes. All right, ENLV. All right. It's teasing me. It's teasing me. Okay, don't even worry. Coach, can you keep an eye on ENLV? I'm just gonna take a look over here. Somebody requested GELS. GELS. Let's take a look at GELS. Well, GELS currently is still on an uptrend. That's pretty good. Still has a price spike. Still has some low volume. Actually, no. The volume just exceeded the float literally just now. So GELS has a 6 million volume, float of 5 million. So it is 1 million higher than the float. So that's good. I mean, it needs more, obviously, but that's a good sign. That's a good sign. That means that GELS is increasing in terms of volume. So GELS increasing volume just broke past its float. Yeah. So that price spike is perfectly justified now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Somebody requested GRAB. All right. GRAB, no volume. Not looking schmexy at all. GRAB, little to no volume. Not looking schmexy. GRAB, low volume. Not looking too schmexy, too meh. Let's take a look at OSCX. Let's take a look at OSCX. All right. Gappy, choppy, low volume. But it is above the view up, so I will give it that. But, meh. All right. What is that? What is that? Nah, I want this thing right here. There we go. There's a thingy. All right. So, as of now, OSCX needs to break above this little pennant over here, little descending wedge over here. OSCX needs a lot of volume and to break the descending wedge. All right, so got that going on right there. All right, let's take a look at IMCC. Low volume. IMCC, low volume. 49K, 4 million volume. 49K volume, 4 million float. You know what I mean? All right, let's see here. So IMCC needs volume to break. It just needs volume, really. Very choppy. All right. So, Get Results Fitness asks 200 mil for CJET. Let's take a look for CJET. CJET, as of now. Yeah, let's take a look at the news over here. I'm guessing he's referring to news. Okay, so as far as news is concerned for CJET, it came out with quite a bit of stuff. First things first, CJET Motor Companies enters a strategic partnership with Edge AI Frontier Technology Limited to acquire up to $1 billion in Edge AI tokens at a 20% discount. CJET Motor also signed a deal with Edge AI, former Frontier Technology, to buy up to $1 billion in Edge AI tokens. And they basically, the news is that they acquired $1 billion in Edge AI tokens. So that's basically the news that they had going on for CJET. CJET, all right, had some good news there. Has unconfirmed fiscal year earnings in 11 days. So they got that going on right there. All right. As of now, CJET needs to break above the descending wedge. CJET needs to break above the descending wedge for it to be somewhat schmexy to me. But as far as CJET is concerned, I don't know what you mean by 200 mil, but me personally right now, I don't necessarily trust it. It fell below the VWAP. Needs to break the descending wedge for it to be so much maxi to me. It does have some interesting news, but that's about it. Jim asks, can you look at ENLV? Sure, I can look at ENLV. ENLV. All right, ENLV. 99% now. 99%. 99%. 99% right now. Hey, Jim, I can look at ENLV all day. All day. 100%. There we go, bagger. Bagger. 100% bagger. There we go. There we go. There we go. ENLV. ENLV. 100% bagger. First bagger of the day there, fully. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. ENLV. 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 Bagger. Up 100%. Up 100% right there. All right. ENLV. All right. Let's see over here. ENLV. Bagger, baby. Up 100%. There we go. There we go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, ENLV still has a rather healthy bit of uptrend going on here. Still going up really well right now. Here, boom. Take a look. Bop, right there. All right, currently, it is a bit overbought on the RSI, but that's okay. As long as it continues to go up and it continues to do its thing, it be like that sometimes. You know, that's life. That's life. But right now, ENLV currently hit a nice 100% run. We'll see what happens next with ENLV. We shall see. We shall see. All right, let's take a look at something else here. Let's take a look at another stonk over here. Let's get a share party going as well. Let's get to 700. Let's get to 700, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Hold on one second. Right there. And right there. Let's take a look at GELS. See how GELS is holding up. GELS, I think ENLV is halted. No. It's not halted. Never mind. It's not halted. It's just currently kind of pulling back a little bit, and then it might go back up again. So we'll see what happens here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look over at GELS. GELS still on that uptrend. Still on the uptrend right now. GELS. Still on the uptrend. Very good. Very good. Carry on. Yes, sir. All right. CJET. How's CJET doing? CJET. CJET. Hold on. Let me actually fix this up over here. Okay. All right. So, CJET currently still needs to break that descending wedge. Still needs to break that VWAP for it to be so much maxi to me. All right. CJET CJET still needs to break the descending wedge and VWAPA for it to be somewhat schmexy to Mya. All right. Has to do that really right there. All right. Somebody request. Actually, let's take a look at HBNB. HBNB. We'll take a look at that later. HBNB, low volume. Not looking too schmexy. HBNB, low volume, needs to break the VWAPA. Oh, there's my watch. Give me a second. There we are. So, needs to break the VWAPA for it to be somewhat schmexy to Mya. Boom, right there. All right. OSCX, OSCX. All right. OSCX. Still, not looking too schmexy. Needs to break that descending wedge right there. All right. OSCX needs to break the descending wedge over here for it to be somewhat schmexy to Mya. All right. And then let's take a look over here. ENLV. How's ENLV doing? ENLV. 92%. It's still climbing its way on up a little bit. It's still slightly moving on up. Moving on up to the big time. Moving on up. Yeesh. A deluxe apartment in the sky. Okay. All right. So, ENLV currently doing its thing right there. We called it earlier in the day. We called it for our private Discord early in the morning. All right. We called it right over. Yeah, give me 1 second. ENLV. Called ENLV. Called it actually at 5:43 a.m. when it was only 18%. So we called this stonk earlier in the day at 5:43 a.m. because the early bird gets the cash, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir. All right. I'm just saying. ENLV. 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 You know, matter of fact, I want to take a screenshot of that real quick. I want to take a screenshot of that real quick right there. All right, just saying. ENLV. ENLV, baby. Come on.
Come on, man.
Oh, yeah.
Come on. Get into that disco.
Yeah, get into that Discord, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to check out our Discord for only $9.99 for the first 4-day trial. Link to join us in the description down below as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out because we pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. You get access to our amazing Market Movers scanner. You get access to our amazing group chat with our wonderful indelible tribe. You get access to all that good stuff. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, you get access to all of them. They're very, very supportive. They're amazing, wonderful group of people who all look to basically improve one another. They look to improve upon each other. And they always look to just build themselves up, build others up. It's a very, very, very wonderful community in that regard. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Yeesh. So, ENLV. ENLV called it this morning at 5:43, baby. Yes, sir. All right. Yeah. All right. So ENLV currently just sliding right now. Just sliding. All right. It's now 97%. It's curling its way back up a little bit. It's curling its way back up a little bit. It's just chilling right now. Oh my. Let's take a look at GELS. GELS moving. All right. So, GELS currently on the uptrend right now, but that could potentially change. Can it hold above the VWAPA? Can it hold above the VWAPA? GELS needs to hold above the VWAPA. Yeesh. Yes. Needs to do that to be so much Mexi to me. Yeesh. Yeesh.
So funny.
Yeesh.
It's funny.
It's funny. And GELS has unconfirmed Q3 earnings. Yeesh. Yeesh. So, GELS still has unconfirmed Q3 holding earnings in 11 days from now on to Friday, December 5th before the market open. So right now, GELS trying to curl up. It's curling up 41%. Let's get some support resistance lines now. Curling its way on up. Yes, sir. All right.
Money, 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 money.
Yeesh. Yeesh, yeesh, yeesh. Money. Money, 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 money. All right. So GELS needs to hold above the VWAP. And remain friends with the trend right there.
Let's go.
Yeesh. Has to remain friends with that lovely yellow 9 right there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Let's see about OSCG. OSCG, little to no volume. Not looking too schmaxy to mya. OSCG needs volume. Let's take a look at that. All right, let's take a look at IVP. IVP had a nice move up 78%. Has since gone back down, though. Not looking too schmexy. Needs to break the downtrend. IVP needs to break that downtrend, ladies and gentlemen. IVP needs to break the downtrend for it to be so much maxi to mya. There we go. Boom, right there. All right, ENLV, how's it doing? Still doing its thing right now. Still on the uptrend. ENLV, still on the uptrend. Still on that grind right there. ENLV, still on the uptrend. All right, let's see how we got going on. What we got going on with OSCX. I'll check it again. OSCX, see how it does. OSCX, let's take a look over here. OSCX, and needs to break that descending wedge still. All right, still needs to break the descending wedge. All right. Let's see what else we got. Let's take a look at MFI. MFI is a new one. MFI, currently on the uptrend. Looks like it's on an uptrend on low volume. Float is 526,000. Volume is 185,000. So it is on a low volume uptrend right now. MFI moving up on low volume, ladies and gentlemen. Moving up on low volume. MFI. There we go. MFI moving up on low volume right there, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. What else we got? Let's take a look at Open. Let's take a look at Open. It's a crowd favorite. Open. Somebody requested it. All right, let's take a look over here. Open is actually on somewhat of an uptrend right now. That's good. That's very good. Only up 1.78%, but it's fine. Whatever. It'd be like that sometimes. Yeah. So, as of now, Open needs to break this pennant and stay above the VWAP for it to be so much maxi to mya. Open needs to stay above the pennant and VWAPA for it to be so much maxi to mya. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get a share party going. Let's get the 900. Let's get the 900. 900. Let's get it. Come on now, ladies and gentlemen. Come on now. All right. Somebody requested GELS, GELS. All right. GELS. Let's see how GELS is doing. Let me get my support resistance lines over here. Let me get my chart up. Bing, right there. All right. GELS shot up above the support. Broke the high of day. Now up 48%. Was probably around 50, but we'll call it 48 for now. We shall call it 48. So let's see here. GELS broke the high of day, up 47, actually no, 48%. Yeesh. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right. All right, so let's take a look at IVP. IVP still needs to break that downtrend. Yeesh. All right, so we got that going on right there. Let's take a look at CJET again. CJET. Let's see. Still needs to break that descending wedge too. CJET needs to break the descending wedge. For it to be so much maxi to mya. All right, so CJET's got that going on right there. Let's take a look at another stunk. Let's take a look at ASST. ASST. A lot of channel time going on there. Very, very choppy, low volume. ASST, choppy and low volume. Choppy and low volume right there. Let's see what else we got here. What else you got? All right, let's see here. What about BYND? Is BYND doing his thing? BYND kind of consolidating just below the VWAP. BYND consolidated just below the VWAP. All right, let's see what else you got. Somebody requested MARA. Mara. Currently on a bit of a... Looks choppy. A lot of indecisive wicks here. Boom. 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 Okay. All right. Let's see. All right. So, as of now, MARA is currently forming a descending wedge just above the VWAP. Needs to hold above the VWAP for it to be so much maxi to mya. MARA needs volume. MARA needs volume to break above the descending wedge, and lo and behold, it did. It did break above the descending wedge a little bit. Now it looks like it's about to go back down a little bit, but it did try. It will. Hey, I'll give it an E for effort. It tried. All right, ladies and gentlemen. As of now, MARA did try. Let's get a share party going on. Let's get to 1100. 1100, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it. Yes, sir. 1 second. All right, that's some good stuff right there. Hold on. 1 second. All right. Let's take a look over here. Let's see what other stonks we got going on. All right. Let's see. Someone requested INV. Let's take a look at INV. INV. INV, very choppy. Not schmexy. Not at all. INV, not schmexy at all. Very bad looking. INV. INV. Very low volume. Doesn't look good. Very low volume. Does not look good, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Let's see what else we got, ladies and gentlemen. What else we got? What else we got? Let me add them. All right. Let's see how ENLV is doing. How's ENLV holding up? ENLV. All right. Well, yeah, looks like it definitely went back down. ENLV needs to break above the support line. Needs to break some more resistance lines over here. ENLV needs to break the resistance lines for it to be so much schmexy to me. All right. So, as of now, ENLV currently doing its thing right now. As of now, it is falling below the support line. Needs to break above the support line for it to be so much schmexy to me. All right. So, let's take a look over here. All right. Let's see what else we got. Somebody requested SGBX. SGBX. Let's take a look at SGBX. All right. SGBX on an ABCD pattern slightly. But I can tell just by looking at it, a lot of choppiness that was over here. All right. So, good news, has an ABCD pattern, but it has a top tail right there. So, I'm keeping an eye on that as well. Also, it's leaning towards being overbought on the RSI. Let's take a look over here. Let's get this over here. Bot right there. All right. And bot right there. All right. As of now, SGBX needs to break that ABCD. Is on the ABCD pattern right now. SGBX on a choppy ABCD uptrend right now. Currently, though, it does have a top tail. We don't like the top tails. We like the bottom tails, ladies and gentlemen. We like the bottom tail. So we'll see what happens, ladies and gents. We shall see what happens. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. However, I do not know how high it's going to go to because it's got this big old top tail. Right now, it's down to $3.96. Not looking spexy to me. You know what I mean? Let's see what else we got over here. What else do we have? What else we got? Let me add them. All right. So as of now, SGBX, not looking too schmexy. Not looking schmexy at all. All right. So Jim asks, what do you think about OSRH? OSRH, let's take a look at OSRH. Let's take a look. OSRH currently on a bit of a downtrend, but trying to curl its way back up a little bit. Let's take a look over here. Let's take a little bit of a look-see. Over here. All right. So currently had a bit of a downtrend, but is trying to break that downtrend right now and curl its way on up. Needs to break that VWAP. OSRH curling off the downtrend right there. OSRH curling off the downtrend needs to break above the VWAP for it to be so much maxi to me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Yeah. All right. All right. All right. So as of now, OSRH needs to break that VWAP for it to be so much maxi to me. But otherwise, man, you know what I mean? Because 9 EMA is not near the VWAP at all. Not near the VWAP at all. So we'll see what goes down there. We shall see. We shall see. All right. What other stonks do we have, ladies and gentlemen? Let's take a look at some other stonks. All right, let's see. So as of now, currently we got MFI currently on an uptrend, but does have some indecisive wicks, but it is climbing slightly. Float is 526,000. Volume is 216,000, but the volume is slowly starting to creep up a little by little. You know what I mean? Little by little, it's starting to creep up there. So it just be like that from time to time. You know what I mean? It just be like that. So as of now, MFI currently, just chilling right now, I guess. Just chilling. But MFI needs to remain friends with that trend. MFI needs to remain friends with the trend for it to be so much maxi to mia. MFI needs to remain friends with the trend. All right. So as of now, let's take a look over here. We're just chilling right now, watching ENLV. ENLV. Let's take a look at ENLV right now. Currently, ENLV has gone a bit too high to the point that it is a bit overbought in the RSI. So it's kind of consolidating its way back down a little bit. Currently has a bit of a descending wedge for it to be so much maxi. Needs to break that thing for it to be so much maxi to mia. Has to break above those resistance lines over there as well. Has to break above those resistance lines. ENLV needs to break the resistance lines for it to be so much maxi to mia. Yes, sir. So right now it fell below support at 159. Needs to break above that for it to be so much maxi to mia. Yeesh. I'm rooting for it, though. I am rooting for it. I am rooting for it. I'll tell you that. I tell you that. Yes, sir. Let's see what we got going on here. What else we got? What else we got? Let's get a share party going, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to 1,300. 1,300, ladies and gentlemen. Come on now. Come on. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. Yeah. Yeah. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's see what else we got. What other stonks do we have today? Let's see what other stonks we got today. All right. All right. All right. Let's see. Let's see. All right. Let's see here. All right. All right. So, let's see what else we got here. What other stonks do we have? Let's see. How about IVP? Let's take a look at IVP. IVP, still on that downtrend. Trying to curl up a little bit. IVP trying to curl slightly off the downtrend. Needs volume, though. IVP trying to slightly curl off the downtrend. Needs some volume, though. Needs volume. Needs volume. Needs volume. It's trying to slightly curl off that downtrend, but right now it's meh. You know what I mean? OSCX. Let's see how OSCX is doing. Consolidating. Needs to break the pennant now. OSCX needs to break the pennant. Again, very low volume on this one. OSCX needs to break the pennant for it to be so much maxi to mia. CCCF asks for OSHR. Let's see how OSHR is. OSHR, no such stock. Alrighty. I think you mean OSRH. Good. OSRH. That one is curling slightly, curling a little bit. Needs to break the VWAP. OSRH curling off the downtrend, needs to break that VWAP right there. OSRH curling off the downtrend, needs to break the VWAP for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. Yes, sir. All right. So yeah, that's what we got going on there. That is what we got going on there. All right, all right, all right. Let's see what else we got. What else we got? Let me add them. Let me add them. All right. All right, all right, all right. Okay. So, as of now, we are currently just chilling. Just chilling right now. Let's take a look at CJET. CJET. Let's take a look at CJET right now. OSRH needs some more volume for it to break the VWAP. CJET. CJET trying to curl as well. Trying to curl slightly. Trying to curl slightly over here. All right, CJET. Curling off the VWAP. Right over there, trying to curl off that VWAP. Let's see what happens. Yeesh. Let's see. So as of now, CJET curled off, is trying to curl off that little descending wedge right there. We'll see what happens. KTTA, how's KTTA doing? Price spike on low volume. So KTTA has a price spike on some low volume right there. We'll get some support and resistance lines for it in just a second. Price spike on low volume. Let's get a share party going, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to 1600. Let's get to 1600, ladies and gentlemen. Come on now. Come on now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So we are just a little bit over 20 minutes till the bell. Actually, no. A little over 10 minutes till the bell. Excuse me. A little over 10 minutes till the bell. The bell. It deafens me. Yeesh. So, got that going on. Yeesh. Let's take a look at BLFY. BLFY. Let's see how BLFY is doing. Ooh, not too schmexy right now. Very gappy, very choppy. BLFY, gappy, and choppy. Nope, not interested. Not interested there. All right. Has a 15 million float, which is very heavy. Volume is 83,000. All right. So, as of now, BLFY, very, very low volume. Stock, not looking too schmexy. 15 million float, 83,000 volume. Not schmexy at all. IVP has a 4 million float, 169 million volume. So it's trying to curl its way back up, but we'll see what happens right there. Let's take a look at GELS. GELS. Let's see how GELS is doing. All right, GELS climbed up, hit the high a day, and then basically kind of just went back down afterwards. Kind of just, All right. All right. So as of now, yeah, it's not looking too schmexy right now. It fell below the VWAPA. Fell below the VWAPA. Below it. So man, Not looking too schmexy. Not looking too schmexy. GELS fell below the VWAPA. Needs to break through. Alright. So GELS fell below the VWAP. needs to break above it with volume for it to be somewhat maxi to me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's see here. What else we got? What else we got? Let me at him. Let me at him. All right. Yeesh. Let's see what else we got over here. What other stocks do we have today? Today? Yeah, we're just chilling right now, keeping an eye out. Let's take a look at SGBX. SGBX. Because somebody requested SGBX again. And not schmexy. Not schmexy. Very low on the volume. I can tell just by looking at it. Not schmexy at all. Meh. So, as of now, not feeling too schmexy about the stock right now. Needs to break the pennant. SGBX needs volume to break that pennant and consolidation for it to be somewhat schmexy to me. SGBX needs volume to break the pennant and the consolidation for it to be somewhat schmexy to me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's get a share party going. Let's get to 1800. 1800. We are just about 8 minutes away from the bell. The bell. We are just about 8 minutes away, ladies and gentlemen. We are just about 8 minutes today. But, ladies and gentlemen, how was your weekend? How was your weekend, ladies and gents? What did you guys get to do today? You guys get to do anything nice? Me, I got to chill a little bit, man. Got to chill. Got to chill with the family. Got to go and spend some time together. Prepping for Thanksgiving, man. We're prepping for Thanksgiving. You already know what time it is. Yes, sir. You already know we're prepping for Thanksgiving, man, and it is looking good. Oh, okay, KTTA moving. Oh my, let's see how KTTA is doing. KTTA moving. All right, curling up slightly. Curling up slightly right now, KTTA. Trying to curl its way on up. Yep, moving up 60%. Up 60% right there. KTTA on the move. Up 60%. Up 60% right there. All right. All right. So, yeesh. That is what we got going on, folks. That is what we got going on. Somebody asks, hello, please check DFLI. Let's take a look at DFLI. We'll take a look at DFLI. Let's see. DFLI. Let's see how DFLI is holding up. DFLI currently broke below the pennant. Below the pennant. So right now, at best, it is a descending wedge. Needs to break the VWAP for it to be so much maxi to mia. So, as of now, DFLI needs volume to break the descending wedge and the VWAPA for it to be so much maxi to mia. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So, yeesh. Right now, we are just chilling. We're getting our things done. Not much to say, really. Other than, yeah, DFLI needs to break above that descending wedge and break above that VWAP for it to be so much maxi to meow. That's what we got going on there. Let's see how. I'm not. Oh, KTTA again? All right, let's take a look.
It's trying to move.
KTTA. It was up 60%, so.
It's trying to move,
KTTA above the VWAP. It is above the VWAP. Yeesh. And oh, you're welcome, man. You're welcome. Thank you so much, man. Of course. You're welcome. What was his name? Stop? Is his name Stoop? Stop? Yeah, whichever one. Guy's name is Stop or Stoop. He says thanks. Our pleasure, man. Our pleasure. KTTA broke the VWAPA is on an uptrend, needs volume to come through. Yeesh. All right, all right, all right. All right. So, as of now, KTTA, meh. All right. So, we got that going on right there. Let's take a look at IVP. How's IVP doing? IVP, probably meh. Yeah, pretty much. Still needs to curl. Still needs some volume. IVP still needs to curl. Still needs to curl to break the downtrend and VWAP. All right. All right. All right. So, as of now, yeah, we'll see what happens. But let's take a look at ENLV. ENLV is still in that descending wedge. Still needs to break above it. Still needs to do its thing right there. ENLV needs to break the descending wedge. All right. Yeesh. So let's see what other stunks we got going on here. Let's see what other stunks we got. SGBX. How's SGBX doing? SGBX still low on volume. Still not a lot going on there. SGBX needs volume to break the pennant. All right. So as of now, SGBX currently needs to break that pennant, needs to break that VWAP for it to be so much maxi to mya. Otherwise, just not looking too good there. Let's take a look at DVLT. Somebody requested DVLT earlier in the day. We'll take a look at it again. DVLT. All right. So DVLT currently now has two ABCD patterns. Needs to. Yeah. So it needs to find a way to stay above the VWAPA, and also needs to stay above the descending wedge right over here. It needs to stay above that descending wedge, and needs to stay above the VWAPA. DVLT right here, BOP right there. Needs volume to break the descending wedge and the VWAPA. Yeesh. All right. Let's see about INHD. Let's see how INHD is doing. Oh, excuse me. INHD. Bop right there. INHD is on somewhat of an uptrend. Right now. Float is 555K. Volume is 12 million. So it's moving up on some light volume right now. Moving up on light volume. All right, so yeah, INHD needs volume for it to be so much maxi to mya. Yeesh. Needs volume. All right, it's time for the bell in just a minute. It did? Oh, there it is. There's the bell. INHD. The bell. It deafens me. All right, so INHD on the uptrend on low volume. All right. So that's what we got with INHD. Can it remain friends with the trend? We'll see what happens. Let's take a look over at ATON. Someone requested ATON. All right. So ATON currently at $3.20. Looks like it's trying. Looks like it fell below the VWAP over here. Not looking too schmexy to me, but we'll see. All right. So, as of now, ATON needs to break that pennant and needs to break that VWAP for it to be so much mexy to me. Just taking a look at it right now, has unconfirmed Q3 earnings due in 11 days on December 5th and Friday of after market close. So as of now, ATON needs to break the pennant and the VWAP for it to be so much maxi to me. Oh, let me put that there. Boom. There we go. All right. Yes, ATON needs to break the VWAP and needs to break that pennant. It's very, very low below the VWAP. Not looking too schmexy right now. It's leaning towards being oversold in the RSI. We'll see what happens with it, ladies and gentlemen. But right now, it's not looking too good. Not looking too schmexy. Let's take a look at ENLV. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to check out our 4-day trial for the real-time alerts and scanners for only $9.99. Link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We were just made different, and the early bird gets the cash. The moolah, the loot, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. Yeah. All right. So, as of now, let's take a look at another stock over here. Let's take a look at ENLV. How about ENLV? Let's take a look at ENLV. How's ENLV doing? How are you, my son? Well, ENLV currently is trying to curl off the descending wedge right now. Trying to curl off that descending wedge just a little bit after the 9:30 bell. The 9:30 bell. So ENLV trying to curl off the descending wedge. Yeesh. Let's see what else we got. OSCG. Little to no volume. Not looking schmexy. OSCG needs volume. Not schmexy. All right. Let's see what else we got. OSCX. Let's see. Needs to break that. Oh, fell below the pennant. Needs to break above the pennant. OSCX needs to break above the pennant. All right. So, as of now, we got that. OSCX CJET. Let's see. CJET trying to curl up. Temporarily broke the VWAP a little bit. CJET trying to break the VWAP. There we go. All right. CJET trying to break that VWAP. Does have a bit of a top tail. We don't like the top tails. We like the bottom tails, ladies and gentlemen.
Bottom tail.
So, yeah. Let's see what we got going on here. What else we got? INHD. Let's see how INHD is doing. INHD still climbing its way on up. Still on the uptrend. INHD has a 12 million float, 2 million volume, so the volume is very low.
Bottom tail.
Yep, bottom tail. Needs a bottom tail. INHD, low float. Stock moving up. There we go. All right. Let's see what else we got. Let's take a look at IVP. Let's see how IVP is doing. IVP IVP trying to curl and hit that VWAP. IVP trying to curl and hit that VWAP right there. IVP trying to curl and hit the VWAP. It's trying to smack that VWAP. It's trying to smack that.
Smack that.
Yeesh.
Oh, smack that.
All right, MFI. MFI. Ooh, a little bit of an ABCD that formed over here. All right, so MFI, A to B, B to C, C to D. I'm just saying. MFI, ABCD pattern moving upwards now. So that's good right there. MFI, ABCD pattern. Let's get a share party going. Let's get to 2300. ABCD pattern. Curling up. All right. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's see here. I already did these. You know what? Let's take a look at ASST again. ASST. ASST curling off the little bit of barcoding there. ASST curling off the barcoding slightly. Curling off the barcoding. Barcoding.
ENLV moving.
ENLV moving. Let's take a look at ENLV.
Moving.
ENLV. Oh my, curling its way on up a little bit. Broke through the resistance right there. It needs to break through the second resistance at 182. ENLV. All right. So, as of now, ENLV curling off the descending wedge. ENLV curling off the descending wedge right there. Curling off the descending wedge for it to be so much maxi to mya. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. OSRH. OSRH. Let's see how OSRH is doing. OSRH is currently curling its way on up, little by little. There we go. A, B, C, D, all the way over here. Formed a bit of a pennant right here. Bop, right there. Needs to break above that pennant for it to be so much maxi to mya. So, OSRH needs to stay above the VWAPA and break the pennant for it to be so much maxi to mya. All right. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. INHD. INHD. Let's see. Still on the uptrend. INHD. Still on the uptrend. INHD still friends with the trend. Still friends with the trend. All right. So, let's see what else we got over here. Let's get a share party going. Let's get to 2,500. 2,500, ladies and gentlemen. Come on now. Come on now. Let's get to 2,500. Come on. All right. All right, all right, all right. ZYXI, ZYXI. ZYXI moving up on low volume. Price spike on low volume over here. ZYXI. ZYXI moving up on low volume. Yeesh. Moving up on low volume. There we go. Yeesh. All right. So, ZYXI. 16 million float. Volume is 2 million. So, we got that going on right there. Got that going on right there. All right. GELS. How's GELS doing? GELS still below the VWAP, trying to consolidate around it. Trying to consolidate around the VWAP. All right. All right. So as of now, currently GELS testing the VWAP. Looks like it's trying to break above it right now. GELS trying to break the VWAP right now. Trying to break the VWAP. GLS trying to break the VWAP for it to be so much maxi to mya. Yesh. So we got that going on right there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Let's see.
INHD moving.
INHD. Let's see how it's doing. INHD.
Moving.
INHD moving. Oh my, still climbing, still climbing. There we go. INHD still climbing. Boom, baby. INHD breaking many highs of day. Breaking many highs a day. All right. All right, all right, all right. So, as of now, INHD currently on the uptrend. Currently on the uptrend. Yeah. So, as of now, we are just doing our thing here. Let's take a look at CJET, CJET, CJET. Oh, excuse me. CJET. Trying to test that VWAP still. CJET testing the VWAP. All right, so as of now, CJET is currently trying to test that VWAP. We'll see what happens.
INHD pushing.
INHD pushing. Let's take a look and see what INHD is up to. INHD. Let's get a share party going. Let's get 2,700. INHD pushing its way on up some more. Let me get some support resistance lines for this stock right here, actually. INHD, bop, and bop right there. All right, INHD breaking through yet another high, up 54%. INHD. INHD breaking highs. Breaking the high once again. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So, as of now, INHD moving, testing the high a day at $1.14. Has to hold above $1.14 and break through the hold above $1.03 and break through 114 for it to be so much maxi to mya. Float is 12 million, volume is 8 million, so the volume is a little bit lower than that of the float. So it do be like that sometimes. All right, so let's take a look at CJET. CJET, how's CJET doing? How is CJET holding up? CJET, ladies and gentlemen, let's get a share party. CJET still testing that VWAP. I think it broke through it slightly. Trying to break the VWAP right now, CJET. CJET trying to break that VWAP. Trying to break the VWAP. There we go. All right. All right, all right, all right. Unconfirmed fiscal year earnings in 11 days. So they got that going on right there. All right. So there we go. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much it for me. So, thank you guys so much for watching. And, of course, CJET now broke the VWAPA. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember to share, because sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. Sharing is caring. And, of course, if you want access to our private Discord, link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So, be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different, and the early bird gets the cash, the moolah, the loot, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And, of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you want access to our private Discord, link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different, and the early bird gets the cash. Yeesh. All right. So, right now, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Have a lovely day today. Have a happy Monday. Make a lot of money. Be greenable. Is today is it Thanksgiving week?
Thanksgiving is Thursday, baby.
Oh yeah, Thanksgiving's Thursday. So, ladies and gentlemen,
Is Wednesday.
yeah,
Club night is Wednesday.
club night is Wednesday. Yes, club night is Wednesday, and then after that you got Thursday.
Black Friday is
Black Friday.
Cyber Monday is Monday.
Yep.
Let's go, baby.
Yes, sir. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful day. It's Double Nicks. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Actually, no, I'll see you at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our show Power Plays, which follows Coach Nick Money as he looks at all the stonks prior to the Power Hour, gives his best analysis on it, and then lets him simmer as he plays a nice game of Fortnite. Thus the term Power Plays. So yeah. Yeesh. So as of now, we got that going on. And yeah. All right. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out the Power Play show with Coach Nick Money. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. Remember to share, because sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. Sharing is caring. And, of course, if you want access to our private Discord, link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different, and the early bird gets the cash. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I was just reading something real quick. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful day. And yeah, peace out, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out. Yes, sir. All right.